Huh?
how it goes.
What is it?
Is that like that?
I think that's good.
Mm.
But you gotta count off when you go live. You gotta say like one, two, three, live to yourself.
I see.
Are you live now?
Yeah.
You should. Hello, everybody. Good morning or good evening. All depends on where you're at. If you're in the West, it's good evening. If you're in the Philippines, it's good morning. We thought that we would go live a little bit and talk about our monthly budget. That's the subject. Um, could be different for everybody, but all we want to do is probably try to give you guys an idea of what ours is monthly. Um, Once again, let me say welcome to Junie Lives Adventures. A little bit about budget talk. We appreciate our subscribers. We appreciate those of you that are just turning on the computer or your phone and you're seeing us here live. And you're planning to come to the Philippines or you're in a LDR, you're in a long distance relationship, and you're thinking about retiring and you've heard a lot of the vlogs and you're thinking about coming to the Philippines and giving it a try for a couple weeks on vacation, or you're coming over to try to retire. Maybe this will give you an example of what we spend monthly on our budget. So once again, we thank all our subscribers. Remember, if we're helping you with our videos and our vlogs, give us a thumbs up, and so we can share this content out. Also, subscribe, and if you'd like to donate to our channel, you can do so in the description below. So, Junie Lai, let's get into it. Let's talk about the monthly budget.
Yeah. Our budget for our in the month.
Well, when you talk about a budget, you have to first say, let's start back at the beginning. If you decide that you want to move to the Philippines, you probably put some planning into that. I would hope. Um, I did. I mean, we went through the pandemic, so we talked about that in the other video about how we met, our story about how we got together and through the pandemic and all that. But the pandemic was a good time if you were coming to, really, in hindsight, it was a good thing if you were coming to the Philippines because it gave you time to prepare better. Emergency fund, savings, deciding if you're going to come, if you have a home, if you're going to rent your home, if you're going to sell your home and use that as cash. A lot of people talk about different prices of their budget, and everybody's one size doesn't fit all. But it's good if you have savings. I'm not going to say amounts. That's up to you. It's good if you have an emergency fund. I'm not going to say amounts. That's up to you. It's you know your age, you know your health. But I would say, guys, if you're 50 or over, in your 60s, in your 70s, make sure you get all the physical checkouts, colonoscopies, check with your heart doctor, do all those things. Get all those things taken care of in the West. It's much easier. Get all that done. Make sure you're in pretty decent health before you decide to move. Then you'll be able to keep up with your health over here. The doctors are good enough. The dentists are good enough. The eye doctors are good enough. If you've already done all the preliminary stuff before you come. And why am I talking about that in budget? Because that can throw your budget off if one of those things happens. Then you're going to have to start going into your funds and like that. So that's a good idea to do. So let's talk about budget. Let's talk about monthly income. You don't want to come over here to live. If you're coming just for vacation, that's fine. That's another video. But if you're coming over here to live, you need to have a monthly income, be it pension, Social Security, online job, or both. Um, Everybody says, well, what is a good monthly income? Some people say you need $3,000 a month coming in. Some say two. Some people say they live off $600 a month. Our monthly budget, I'm going to say, is $1,200. That's about where we're at for our monthly budget. I'm going to, things happen during the month that could take that up a little bit. Mostly not down for us. Usually ours is between 1,100 and 1,200. Remember that the Philippine peso, I believe right now is at about, the US dollar gets 54 Philippine pesos to one US dollar. That's about where it's at. You need to get yourself an exchange. You don't want to be using the ATM all the time to get your money because that eats up your, fees depending on who you have. It's easier to send money to yourself. MoneyGram, World Remit, Western Union, they're all around the same. You're going to probably we use MoneyGram. We send the money to ourselves. I send the money over here either in Junie Lee's name or in mine. And we get out every month as much as it takes for our budget. That's be it $1,100 or $1,200. So we don't have to do it but once a month. Junie Life found us this beautiful 3-bedroom townhouse, 2 bathrooms in Bayswater subdivision. That's in Lapu. That's in Cebu. It's in the middle of everything. It's not too big of a city. It's not too small of a city. It's just right for us. It's a gated subdivision. It has everything in here: a swimming pool, a snack shop where you can get sandwiches and chicken and whatever you like to eat. Alcoholic beverages are there at the store. They sell all kinds of little things in the mini store besides the snack shop. Everything you could want here. There's a guard at every gate. Swimming pool, clubhouse where you can have events as basketball court, tennis court.
Yes.
It's totally safe environment. It's
basketball court.
It's a little. It's up above the flood level. We don't get any flood waters in here, even when there's heavy rains. It doesn't. The drainage is very good. Wind damage would be what a typhoon would probably do here, but the flood damage wouldn't happen, which is a good thing. This subdivision survived the last typhoon. So, those things you can prepare for, but you can't stop. So always have emergency money. Always have emergency money in case someone gets sick.
Yes, that's true.
If your girlfriend or your wife or your fiance has a child, they're going to get sick. They're going to need vaccinations. So is your girlfriend. So is your wife. So are you. So those things come up. Still got to go to the dentist. All those normal things. And they can be included in your budget. They don't have to be emergency fund things. Emergency fund is if you're going to a regular checkup, which I advise. Maybe every 6 months, go get a checkup, get blood work done from your doctor. If something bad is happening, they can tell you ahead. Maybe you can fly back to the U.S. and use your Medicare if you still decide to keep it. Or you can self-insure if you have enough money in the bank. So let's get started. Our monthly budget, as we explained about the townhouse, guys, you won't believe it. I mean, this townhouse, 3-bedroom townhouse with 2 baths, and it's very nice inside. It's fully furnished. It came with, except for little things that we bought. Is 20,000 pesos a month. So that's 20,000 pesos a month. That's US. That's $400. And so if anybody's watching our live, feel free to comment. We'll respond. You got any questions? Feel free to ask them.
You can ask anything, guys. We can answer them.
So 400 US. So let's say we're taking that out of our 1,200. That's 400 of the 1,200. That leaves us $800. What's our next thing? Electricity.
Food, electricity.
Well, food. You're right. Food would be the next highest thing. I would say food is about $300 US, about $15,000 a month for us. It could be less for you if you're single. It could be less for you if you eat less. That could be anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000. Ours is approximately $15,000. That's $300 US. That lasts us a month. That's including any kind of paperware we need, toilet paper, dishwashing detergent, laundry detergent. That's all included in that. Sometimes we'll go to what's the Philippines version of Costco, which is S&R. We got a membership to there, which you can get. It's very minimal. And maybe every few months, we'll go there and get a bunch of stuff bought. Out of that, we'll take that out of that 300 US, 15,000 pesos monthly budget. But everything in our food category is 15,000 pesos or 300 US. That takes us to, I was always pretty good in math. That takes us to 700 US. I don't know what that is in Philippine
What's that?
pesos, but 700, that's 35,000.
Yeah,
Is that right?
yeah, around that.
35,000 pesos, I believe, is 700 US. So that's out of our $1,200 budget. That leaves us 500 US or 25,000 Philippine pesos left in our monthly budget. To that, then you got to say electricity. We have air conditioners in every room.
Right.
We don't always use them. We're using fans now. It's not as hot over here sometimes as you think it is. It's very hot, but sometimes in the morning it's cool. We use our air conditioners mostly at night to sleep. Every night we run the air conditioner. In little Natalie Nicole's bedroom, our daughter, and in ours. So not downstairs. We hardly ever run the air conditioner.
Yeah, so if we use that aircon too much, my goodness, our electricity will be so higher.
The electric bill can be high. When you first come over here, you may feel you need the electric air conditioner all the time, but to get used to it. Once you get used to it, you'll be used to a fan. You don't need AC all the time. Maybe to sleep with, you could possibly need that. I myself could sleep with a fan, but Junie Lee likes AC, so that's what we do.
Yeah, look at guys, our skin now.
And so that will come down to you. But our electricity budget is about $140 US a month, or 7,000
Or
Philippine
8,000,
pesos.
Yeah,
That's the average.
average.
It could be a little more, could be a little less, but that's the average. So if we were at 700, that takes us to $840 US a month. Now remember, all your savings by living in the Philippines is going to be in rent. It's going to be in rent unless you're coming over to buy, which I don't advise right away. I would advise to find yourself a place and get a lease that's no more than 6 months, if you can, because you may not want to stay in that area.
But normally is 1 year the lease here.
It's normally, but you guys know from the U.S., you guys, money talks.
And take note, it's 3 months now. The advance, one deposit and 2 months advance.
Yeah, they're going to want 3 months. If your rent is 400, they're going to want 1,200 to move in. But you can talk them down to 2 months. We did. We moved in here with 2 months. The owner was great to give us 2 months. It all depends on who your owner is. Make sure that if you're not feeling good about the owner when you meet with them, don't rent that place. Because a bad owner will give you a bad experience. A good owner will give you a good experience. We have a good owner. We had a 50-inch TV on the wall that wasn't working when we first moved in. He replaced it. No questions asked. He said, it's on you from there. It's up to you guys, but I'm going to replace it from the beginning. He fixed some leaks. He paid. If you get a good owner, you're in a good situation. We got a year lease, but I had no problem with that because I like this subdivision.
Yes, it's very, the good thing here is even when it's flooded, it's not getting the water high.
Right, it's not in a flood zone, which is really what you want to make sure you find a place that's not in a flood zone. Because when it rains here, it really rains dogs and cats. It pours. And in the rainy season, June on through November, you could get typhoon, anything. Even though we're living in Cebu, which we normally don't get hit with the bad typhoons. Depends on where you live. Do all your research. Make sure you do your research before you move here. I advise coming over for 2-3 weeks, once or twice at least, maybe a month or longer if you can afford it. Get a feel for where you want to stay. So we're at 740, I believe. That's where we were at with the electricity,
With the rent.
the rent. That's just, and the food,
Yeah.
right? Or we higher than that already. We were at 400 for our rent. We're at 300 for food, and we're at 840.
840.
840 US. Now remember, there's nowhere in the US, nowhere. I don't care what state you're in. You're never getting a gated community, guarded every gate, 3-bedroom, 2-bath townhouse in a subdivision like this for $400. Anybody from the US know that's never going to happen. So you're saving all your money there. You would pay in the US, and we're only a couple hours from getting on a ferry and going to beaches. You'd never get a place like that. Say that this place was in Florida. You're paying $2,500 US, easy, for this kind of setup. So you're going to make all your savings there. If you can save in your rent, all the rest of it is why you'll be able to keep your budget down. So make sure that your rent is not very high. Don't, because it's cheap, you tend to want to go get a $600 or $700 place that you really don't need. You know, unless you're getting $3,000 a month income, then you can do what you want over here. But if you're in the 1,000 to 2,000 area, $400 is the maximum probably what you want to pay. Little more, little less. You can pay less than that for 2 bedrooms. If you're coming over single and you want 1 bedroom, you can pay 140 US a month. So at 840, then you have to include in what's next after the 840. Electricity we did food, the water.
Yes.
Water is about how much a month?
300, 400. It depends how much.
That's 400 pesos. 400 pesos.
Yes.
That's only $8.
Yeah.
It's $8, guys. It's not $10 for the water bill. So now we're at $850. Then you have the guards get paid.
Yes.
That's 800 pesos. That's not $20, guys. So let's say we're at 870. What else is in there? Our transportation.
Yes.
That's gas. For Junie Lee has a motorcycle. We ride tricycles to a lot of places. We catch cabs. We usually budget 4,000 pesos. No, 2,000 pesos.
1,000.
That's $40 for transportation. $40, guys.
When we go shopping, when we go
Out to eat,
Yeah.
all those things. Take a tricycle, comes to the house, pick you up, or cab, depending on where you're going. That's $40, 2,000 pesos. You know, you couldn't take a ride in a cab in the US from one side of the city to the other for $40. I mean, that's the whole month of transportation here. So we're at about $900, close to that. $900 out of our $1,200 budget. What else would be included in there?
The Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi is $40 US. And that's really good Wi-Fi. Hardly ever goes out. We don't have a lot of blackouts in this area, or brownouts, what they call them here. We don't have a lot of internet going down once in a while. But our internet's good. I have a Fire Stick, so we don't pay for any.
Fire Stick.
We don't pay for any Netflix.
Free movie.
We watch movies free on Fire Stick. We don't pay for Netflix.
How much you paid at the Fire Stick there?
I paid Fire Stick. I brought it with me from the US. I paid $30 for it. $30.
Because everything include sports, movies.
I can watch, as you see, I'm from Philadelphia. I watched the Eagles all the way up to the Super Bowl. Watched every game. I watched the 76ers. I watched the Phillies if I want to. I can watch all the US sports. Any team I want on my Fire Stick. I don't need to pay anything. but the internet fee, which is $40 a month. So I have no entertainment as far as TV fee, but the internet fee. With the internet, and if you choose to get a Fire Stick, that's what you would do. You don't need a TV package. You don't need a Netflix package unless you choose to get those things. They're available here. You can do that, but so that's all in there. I think that puts our budget at around 940. What else would be included in there? Propane. Most of the stoves work here on propane. They don't work on electricity mostly. Mostly they're not gas. They're propane tanks.
But that is 4 months to 5 months.
How much every 4 months?
It depends. 1,100.
$20, guys.
Yes, but it depends
Quarterly.
how much you use the gas.
That's every 3 or 4 months. So you could add $5 in to the monthly budget for that, if that. So we're still at about $950. As you see, even with a $1,200 budget, I'm stretching to see what I'm spending on.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a budget, I have a budget of $1,200. I know people that have budgets that are lower, and I know people that have budgets that's much higher. It all depends on your lifestyle.
Yeah.
I don't drink, and I don't smoke. I don't go out to the bar and party. You know, I go out to the beaches. You know, we save money every month or every quarterly. We try to go to an island. We're getting ready to go to Bohol, which is like Hawaii. We're going to there at the end of the month. You can go on vacation quarterly here. You can go monthly. It all depends on your budget. But instead of drinking and smoking, I choose to go on vacations. I'm retired after all. So Junilai doesn't work. Little girl, Natalie, Nicole goes to school. So we plan our vacations around that. I don't work, but I have enough income. And my income's not on the high side of 3. It's in between that 1 and 2,000 area, maybe at the higher end of that. And I do fine over here. I don't want for anything. We grill, we barbecue outside the house. We just ordered a grill. We go and get steaks if we want them from S&R.
Yeah.
Australian steaks, not U.S. steaks, but Australian steaks. They're pretty good. I made my own spaghetti over here out of ground beef. We eat what we want to eat anytime we want to eat it. We go out to karaoke clubs and listen to live music, sing. That's our entertainment. We'll go out with family members, her sisters, brother-in-law. You know, you don't have to be bored over here, guys. If you're retired and you have a monthly income, you can live well here, much better on $1,500, $1,600, $1,700, $1,800. If you wanted to be here, you're going to do much better here than you would in the U.S. And for me,
but for you, but for them, they have a higher income, and it's fine. But
if you have a higher income than $2,000 a month, you'll have nothing to worry about here. You would do great. You could self-insure yourself for insurance. That's the other thing you want to add in your budget. If you had in your budget, add another $100 or $200 for medical insurance. Add that in there. That's not in our budget right now because we're self-insuring at the time, basically, till we find the insurance we want. But we do go get blood work done quarterly or every 6 months. That's our goal. We go get checkups so that we can see if something's wrong. The doctor's telling us, then we act accordingly. But if you can't afford insurance, it's best to have insurance, especially when you get into your 50s, 60s, 70s. You want to have insurance. Thank God I'm in pretty good health. I've had some problem with straining calves and things. When I do my walk, I try to walk a lot of times during the month. There's a graveyard near here where there's a great walking path because you want to get your exercise in. You want to stay young as you can. Most of the times, we're over here with our fiancés, our wives, our girlfriends. They're half our age most of the time. So they're going to have more energy than you if you don't stay healthy. You know, you're going to want to go with them places. You know, they want you to go. It's not like the West, you know, where they just say, you stay home and we'll go out with our girlfriends. No, they want to go out with you. They want to do things with you. They want to go to the beach with you. If you're sitting around puffing away on 20 cigarettes a day, and drinking all the liquor you could drink, what are you going to be able to do? It's 80 degrees average sun here. So They have plenty alcohol here. If you do drink some alcohol every now and then, there's
Alcohol, bars, a lot
plenty of it here. And it's cheap. And they sell it everywhere. I mean, you can get a fifth for $1 or $2 US. $2.
For $1 already. Cigarettes.
A fifth of liquor here in the snack shop is $2, guys. $2. So if you have an alcohol problem, it's probably not the place to be. But if you're a casual drinker, you'll love it here. You can go out and have you a drink, go to the bar, have a beer, watch the game, do anything you want to do.
If you're single.
If you're single, it's the place to be.
There's no problem.
Well, it's 10-1, women to you, at least. You're gonna have your choice of who you want to date. If you're engaged like me, that's not going to happen. But in your budget, we're at about $940. We always budget for going out to eat. We usually set aside, you got to set aside maybe 3,000 pesos at least a month for that. You're going to want to go out and eat different things.
That's for Food Panda.
Yeah, Food Panda. You might want to order from Jollibee's, which is their McDonald's.
Greenwich.
You can order from pizza. They deliver. Everything's delivered to your door here, guys. You can order anything. You can get a massage, a masseuse, a female or male, to come to your house and give you a massage and your girl a massage for 500 pesos. 500 pesos. That's $10 that you can get a massage. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't been subscribed to Junie Lee's Adventures. You know, we're going to be coming back on with lives from time to time with different subjects. You know, a lot of people ask me about the black and white issue here. We've had no issue with it. Me being a Black American here, I've experienced no racism, nothing. As I said, you can experience racism in the U.S. on any given day walking down the street. I know. I'm 67 years old and I experienced it. But there's days you don't experience. I lived in a neighborhood in the U.S. where we got along great, me and my neighbors. We had no issues with racism. But over here, that is not an issue. There's no political nonsense where you're stressed out about red or blue or donkeys or elephants and all like that. I was glad to leave all that stuff behind. It's not in my budget. So I think that we're still talking about the $1,200 budget. We still got about $250 left that we're trying to figure out where that goes in the budget. What else do we spend money on? School. For her daughter to go to school is $40 a month for a private school, guys. Private school. She's 4 years old. That's $40 a month. I paid 5,000 pesos initially, which is $100 for her books, a one-time payment. So if we add that $40, I'll even say 50 in there for any incidentals, that little arts and craft project she may need through the year. $50 a month. For her, that brings us to about 1,000. Out of the 1,200, that's 1,000. I know it's probably something we're forgetting.
My dental.
She has braces. She's getting her teeth beautified. That's 2,000 pesos a month to the dentist for 2 years. She's 4 or 5 months in, I think. That's $40. It's $40 for all that. You know, you couldn't get that done in the U.S. without insurance. It costs thousands of dollars for dental care like that.
That's true.
Over here, you'll see a lot of the Philippines.
You see my teeth now. It looks like getting better than before because it's a lot of space now. It's getting good.
You want your girl to look good,
I can
so
smile good.
You're going to want to keep up, like maintenance to a good car, right?
Yeah.
You don't want your car to go down, right?
Because here, if you have a good teeth, you can smile confident. But if you don't have a good teeth,
guys, if you have a Filipino wife, you're going to want to. If you have a beautiful car, not that I'm equating a wife to a car, but I am. If you had a beautiful car, you would want to keep that maintenance, do the maintenance to keep it beautiful, and that's what you got to do with your Filipino wife. you got to keep her beautiful. Get her hair done once in a while.
Like I can see, we are coffee and
Yeah,
milk.
yeah, yeah. We've had no issues with
We
the
no issues about it.
with the white black thing. It's not a thing here for real. To be honest with you. But you know, I think that that's we're at about 1,050, and the other 150. There's little incidental. You got to sometimes we got to get the grass cut, which is nothing. We pay about $2 for that if we got to get it cut out there. You're responsible for the grass in front of your house. We don't have a whole lot.
But guys, that's why I choose him. Uh, I don't know before that he is a pastor because I'm just scared. Oh, you're a pastor? I'm not religious.
Yeah, she didn't know that. So she looked at my Facebook that I used to be a pastor of a church, and I'm still a ordained minister. I was a chaplain at a rehab.
Yeah,
I've
it's
done a lot of things. Very
religious,
spiritual guy.
spiritual.
But I also like to go out and have fun. I like to go out to the karaoke clubs. I like to go to the beach. I like to sit in the sports bar. I just don't drink. Somebody else might be drinking a gin and tonic. You know, I'll be drinking a ginger ale with a lemonade.
You just only drink.
Yeah.
That's Mountain Dew.
I'll have a Mountain Dew if I feel like really getting intoxicated.
Even I give him Sunwig Light, he never drink it.
Yeah, if everybody else feels like they want to get New Year's, they want to get intoxicated, I'll add a Mountain Dew in. Yeah.
Even beer. He don't.
Yeah. I enjoy myself,
I
guys.
enjoy that.
I enjoy the money a different way. I'm a saving expert. So I'd rather go to Behold and enjoy the beach for 3 days than to give it to the bartender. So, but I have no problem with people drinking around me. Hey, it's fine. To each their own. Do what makes you happy in life. And that's really what it's all about as an expat, right? We've come over here to live our best life
you're an
now.
expat now.
Yeah, we've come over here to live our best life now. We don't want to come over here and sit in the house like we were doing at home, lonely, wondering about who we're going to be with, what's this. I mean, for $1,600, $1,700, $1,800 in the U.S., retired, you're living in poverty almost, just about. You probably have to go get a part-time job. Over here, you're living in a gated community with a pool. You're able to go on vacations. It's no comparison. It is a long flight.
Yes.
Costs about $1,200 probably now with the prices going down.
We're going down the price right now.
$1,200 US probably to fly from JFK.
Before
it was almost $2,000, $1,800 right after the pandemic. But now the prices are going back to normal. It's about $1,200 US dollars to fly nonstop, 16 hours from JFK to Manila. And then if you were coming to Cebu, you get a connecting flight, or you get spending the night in Manila, get another flight for about maybe $60 US, 3,000 pesos Filipino, and fly you to the Cebu. That's where we're at. Cebu is like, Manila's like going to New York. Cebu is like going to Florida. I wanted to live in Florida here, not New York. So Manila is a nice place to visit. It's like the city. It's like every city you've seen. A lot of people and a lot of traffic. Real big. It's fun to see some of the sights for a few days, but it's not a place I personally would want to live at. That's called Luzon, which contains the Manila area. I chose to live in the Cebu area where I could be around the beaches, a little bit slower pace. They do have a city here, Cebu City, where we're in Lapu City. It has its fast pace, but it's also a little bit slower city where you can kind of like slow down. That's what we wanted to do when we came over here anyway, slow our American or Western style life down. So still talking about budgets, guys. We're at about $1,050. And the other money you're going to keep, you may order stuff off what they call Shopee. It's like Amazon, Lazada. I ordered weights and everything, which I got for $40. Bands that you can use to exercise, weights, buy dumbbells. So I made my own little, in one of my spare rooms, I made my guest room, a little gym. I can work out in there. I can go swimming anytime I want up at the pool. I can go walking anytime I want. Um, Junie Light likes to do her vlog and Junie Live's Adventures, which we're just getting started, guys. So we're going to be doing a lot of things.
Yes, I'm just starting, guys.
So yeah, give us a thumbs up, and any of you guys planning on coming over here, watch our vlogs and watch some of the other guys' vlogs. I watch all the guys' vlogs. I watch Sunshine
Sorry,
Shoulders.
always watching other vlogs.
I watch Filipino Pete.
Informative.
I watch Sunshine Shoulders. I watch Gio in the Philippines. Love all them guys. Now we wanted to do our own thing. We wanted to educate some people and help some other people. We appreciate the viewers that we've already got. We appreciate our subscribers that have subscribed to Junie Live's Adventures, and we hope that we're going to be putting content out that helps the average person, not the person that doesn't understand. We want to make it really very understandable. Just the normal things. What happens when you go out to eat? What's it look like when you ride in a tricycle? How do you catch the cab to go get your visa extended? Those kind of things. It's very easy, guys. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Of course, it helps when you have a Filipina girlfriend, fiance, or wife. They know everything here. Listen to them. They're not going to be bossy. If you're going to do the wrong thing, they're going to let you do it. They're just going to say that's not the way you should do it. If you don't listen, you're going to mess it up and have to come back to them anyway. They know how to get the visa. They know how to get the extension. They know the shortest way to get there. They lived here. They know. So just lean on their experience, and you'll make it easy. People in the Philippines are very friendly, very nice. Most of the Filipinos I've met are all curious to know who you are, where you're from. They're very engaging. They want to help you. They'll tell you how to get the cheapest thing. They'll tell you what to stay away from. Far as safety in the Philippines, I mean, I don't carry a lot of money with me. I don't wear a lot of jewelry. I don't flash any money. I've never been in harm's way. I've never got pickpocketed. You just use the same common sense. I mean, I would feel more unsafe walking down the street at night in Philadelphia than I do here. I've never been in anything that could be considered dangerous. Of course, I'm very respectful. I came over here humble. We're in another country. They were gracious enough to let us in. They treat us like tourists, and that's what we are. And I respect the Filipino people. But the food over here is good. You have to figure out what you like. But as I said, I say our budget is $1,200 US a month. And that more than suffices. Every now and then, we'll run out of money towards the end of the month, and I got to tap into a little bit. Remember now, if you make $1,500, $1,600, $1,700, $1,800 a month, and your budget is $1,200, you can save that. Save that every month. If you save $400 out of your budget, out of your income every month, in 6 months, that's $2,400 you save. I make sure I save every month. If I get $1,600, $1,700 income, I have a pension and I have Social Security. I don't spend all that. I use my budget. I spend out of the budget. Junie Live, she goes shopping twice a month for groceries. We got to go shopping today. It's around the 15th here. We shop twice a month. Out of that $300 or 15,000 pesos, we spend half of it for 2 weeks of groceries. Around the middle of the month, we go back and get 2 weeks more groceries. It's easier that way. Most of the time, the refrigerators here, they're pretty much the same size as the U.S., but not quite as big. You couldn't hold that much meat in the top anyway. So, it all depends on how much you eat. I'm not a big eater, but I like grilling ribs, which are great here. I like grilled fish, grilled prawns or shrimp.
Yeah.
Great seafood here, guys.
It's my favorite.
And Junie Live goes to the open market to get some of the produce, the vegetables. The bananas here are great. The mangoes are great. You don't get those at the supermarket. You get your meats, your household products, all those things, the coffee. They have a 3-in-1 coffee here. I use now. I have a coffee pot. I hardly ever use it. We have an air fryer. We bought all those little things that you need to stay healthy. But they have a lot of things. You can stay healthy here if you want. Stay away from Jollibees all the time, which is like McDonald's. Don't eat all fried chicken. Eat a lot of rotisserie chicken,
But I
grilled chicken.
like French fries.
French fries are good if you can eat them. I can't eat them. So I try to stay healthier, guys. I'm 67. So everything's here to keep you healthy if you want to do that. But I would say our budget of $1,200 suffices us. We normally got a couple dollars left over even from the budget, not counting what we set aside from our other income. Junie Ladas, she doesn't make much off of this vlog. She doesn't make much, so I include her in. That's the other money. I give her normally 10,000 pesos a month. That's the rest of that budget that takes it to 12. 10,000 pesos a month to her as her income. Then she doesn't have to ask me, because they're going to ask you for money. They need things done. They need their hair done. They need to buy clothes for themselves. And, that's the other thing that's in the budget. Quarterly, we get some clothes. But that's all in that $1,200. It can be in there. It doesn't cost much to go out and buy shorts. And make sure you bring your sneakers with you and your sandals. I wear size 12. I could hardly find my size over here. Bring your shorts. You can buy shorts here. I do. If you're at a waist size from like 40 down, you can find them here. If you're bigger than that, you probably want to bring a lot of shorts with you. They don't have, the triple X, 4 times X. Even double X over here is really just X. So you might want to bring those things, especially shoes. If you have a foot 12 and up, you want to bring your sneakers with you. Bring your slides with you, because most of the time over here, you don't wear long pants. You don't need any hoodies. You don't need any of those things.
Still hot.
Yeah, it's the average degrees is 80 degrees, guys. So make sure you bring your medications. I take blood pressure medicine. That's the other thing I forgot that's in my budget. That's about $50 a month.
Medicine.
For medicine. That's in that $1,200. About $50 a month. If me and Junie are going on vacation, I'll break her budget, her monthly salary into $5,000, because $5,000 to go towards the vacation. But on the average, I give her $10,000. She can save some of it if she likes. She can spend it, go out and eat with her family or her sisters, because they're going to do their things. You want them to be able to enjoy themselves. Your girlfriend or wife may work. Junie doesn't. She's a stay-at-home mom. She does this vlog, her vlog, which I enjoy that she does. But you want to give them, a lot of guys say, well, why would you? Well, because that's the right thing to do. That's why I give her, it's in there. It's all in the budget. It's $1,200 a month. I couldn't live on $1,200 a month in the U.S. My mortgage was $1,200 a month by itself, not including everything else. I didn't sell my house when I came here. I rented it to my grandchildren, and they're doing a good job of, my granddaughter and grandson are doing a good job of keeping up the house, paying the utilities, paying the mortgage, and they're enjoying living there. They split the costs. They both work. So that's the way I did that. A lot of people sell their house. I didn't yet, because, give yourself a year. I've been here 6 months. Give yourself a year to see how it goes. You may have to readjust, but long as your house is getting paid for, in my case, it was easier to rent it for the time being and see how that goes. So far, so good. My budget is working. I don't even have to spend my little pension I get from my other job I had. I let that just build up in my account, and I use my Social Security, which I don't even have to spend all of that. Once again, guys, this is Junie Live's Adventures. We're doing a live vlog talking about budget and other things. If you got any questions, if anyone's watching, hope that we've been informative. Hope that maybe you've learned a little something. If you got any questions, comments, feel free to put them on. As I said, it's around 8:45 in the morning here in Lapu. It's probably 8:45. I think they turned the clock forward in the U.S., spring forward, fall back. So we're probably at a 12-hour difference. Anyone watching, I want to say a shout out to my family, Vicky, my sister, Darius, Tierra, Tessa, all you guys, all our subscribers, shout out to you guys. Keep watching Junie Lai's Adventures. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff. I would say, and that's just from our budget, we make it on $1,200 a month. Some people say you got to have 2,000. That's fine. If you need that, you got to have 3,000. That's fine. I wouldn't live here on less than 1,000. I'll say that. I wouldn't live here on less than 1,000 if you had emergency funds and savings. If you're single, you could easily do that. In my opinion, and it's only my opinion. Others will disagree, but that's what I live on. I've lived on that for 6 months, $1,200. It works. Matter of fact, when our lease is up in November, we're going to downsize. We're going to go find a place for only $300 a month. We found that we don't even need a place this big. We're going to stay here to the lease run.
Yeah. After that,
we're going to go ahead and move. So it all depends on what your lifestyle is, what you need. Everybody's needs are different. So there's no one size fits all, but that fits us. So as I said, make sure you give us a thumbs up if you want to donate towards the channel, which we're trying to do and build different things, do better vlogs. You can donate to us in the description below. There's PayPal. There's also, you can give us a super chat. If you want to buy us a cup of coffee for the morning, you can give in that. I think it's super thanks. Is it not, Junie Lee?
yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate everything. We appreciate everybody, everything, all the those that are watching our vlogs. As I said, we're just starting out. She's just starting out. And we hope to do better and better vlogs, let you know what it's like to be over here in the Philippines. I'm William and Junie Lee. If you're over there, I guess it's getting ready to be, if you work, you're probably getting ready to retire, maybe watching TV. I always say it's a blessing, to be alive. Every day is a good day. On Sundays, we try to do our spiritual encouragement little section of the
Spirit of God.
The vlog. We share scripture. We talk about, how God wants us to live our best life now. He wants to help us through the obstacles in life, those kind of things. We want you to enjoy your life, guys. So if somebody's out there and you're going through a tough time, then be encouraged. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things as yet not seen. Every day's a new opportunity to do better. Those of you that are thinking about coming over here, save your money. I saved and planned. I planned for 2 years to come here, maybe more. We were in an LDR. Yes. We talked and talked and talked and talked. Every day we talked. Hardly not a day went by that we didn't talk 1, 2, or 3 times a day. We shared each other's lives while we were even away. We stayed committed to the relationship, even though it was a long distance relationship. We actually got to know each other better because of the talking. We didn't have physical contact, so we had to talk. And that's what's missing in a lot of relationships. There's all physical and there's no emotional attachment because there's no connecting verbally with each other's spirit. And that's kind of what we do. We really learned each other. Natalie, Nicole, our 4-year-old daughter, she keeps us on her toes, but we all get along well. She likes her part of the vlog. She likes to do her little things. She's into modeling and doing different things. And so she'll be putting up, Junie Lee will be putting up her things. But as far as the budget, we hope that helps someone. I don't know how long we've been on the vlog here now.
50 minutes.
So, we might go for another few minutes. But if anyone has any suggestions of something, a topic you'd like us to talk about, somewhere you'd like us to go and do a vlog, we go shopping, we go out to eat, we go on vacations. Maybe you like to see when Junie Lee gets in the cab and rides down to Cebu City to get the tickets for the ferry. She can show you some of that. We got to get tickets for the ferry. It's called the Fast Cat. It takes us from Cebu City to Bohol. Panglao, or there's a town that it comes in where the ferry comes in before you get to Panglao. But that's all in saving, guys.
Yes, savings.
What you don't spend in your income and it's not in your budget, save that for vacations. Um, maybe if you're getting more than $1,200, you're probably getting, the average Social Security is $1,600. That's the average. So if you're getting even $1,600 a month and you got savings, start saving. Or if you don't have a whole lot of savings, make yourself budget over here lower. Get a cheaper place to live, which you can. You can get a place over here for $100 a month, $200 a month, $150 a month, and save $500 every month while you're here. Hopefully your health stays good. Within a year, if you save $500 a month, you got $6,000 put in your savings. It doesn't take a lot to save. You just got to put something away every month and not touch it. And if you do that, it adds up. If emergencies come up, deal with them. But as I said, as far as your health, take care of your health. Watch what you eat.
That's the first thing that you will taking care of your health.
Yes. Yes.
Because we're not young anymore.
Yes. Most of us coming over here are seniors. And when you come over here, find a doctor, get blood work done. Do all the preliminary stuff. Once again, I say at home. That's what I did. I went to the heart doctor. I had stress tests done. I had my cataract surgery done. The only thing I still need to get done is a colonoscopy again. It wasn't due yet before I came. So I need to get that done. I'm trying to decide whether to get that done here. Maybe we'll fly to Manila and get it done at St. Luke's 1 month, or maybe here at Macton Doctors. They have good hospitals here. You know, we'd have to self-pay, which I save to do until I get an insurance that I can live with. But if you go to the doctors and get a physical and blood work done every 6 months, at least every 6 months, you'll know if something's going wrong. The doctor will tell you if your cholesterol is too high. He'll tell you if your sugar's too high, and you can take it from there. Most of us keep our Medicare back home. And so if you still have that and the doctor tells you, wow, this is going wrong with your heart, or you need this done, you can still fly back home and get that done on Medicare, which costs you, the copay of Medicare is probably next to nothing. So if you don't have health care over here, at least get a doctor that can stay on top of it, that can pre-warn you. You know, healthcare, preventive healthcare is better than emergency healthcare.
Guys, feel free to ask a question, guys. Don't hesitate, guys.
Feel free
to ask questions, guys.
Any questions, just type it in.
Yes.
We'll be glad to answer you back. Anybody that's going to be watching this live after the fact, even if you type something in there, we'll see it.
Yes.
And we'll answer you accordingly. If you look down in the description, Junie Lee's email's in there. If you have something you want to ask in private, her PayPal account's down there. If you want to donate to the channel, if you want to give us a super chat, you can see the buttons down there in the description. Buy us a cup of coffee. We'll appreciate that. We like a cup of coffee in the morning. You know, we appreciate all our subscribers. Thank you. Anybody that was watching the live, we really appreciate all our subscribers. We're hoping to build Junie Isaac Bentley's channel.
I'm building my channel, guys, because it's my first time. I don't get my $10 threshold. I need to get that one, and after that, the $100 threshold, because it's my first time here, guys. That's why I just want to know everything. What can I do here?
We seen that. Nicole just woke up. She's coming down the steps.
It's a big.
That's signaling us that it's time to get ready to wrap up the live. You want to get on, Nicole? Let them see your face. She has no school today, so she's coming downstairs to get ready to watch Peppa Pig.
I don't know if it's a kid. It's okay in the live.
No?
She should sit down here.
So, guys, you got any questions, feel free.
Yes.
But this is our life over here. This is kind of what we do. Everybody's different, like to do different things. So Whatever makes you happy is what you should do.
Yes.
But if you got a monthly income and you got some savings you've been saving, you'll be fine. Don't let no one discourage you from coming over here and trying your chance at a new life. If you're a senior and you're not enjoying your life over there, come on over. Take care of your health. You know, do what you need to do with your health. Come on over. Come over for a month. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy the climate.
Enjoy.
It was great not having any snow, any cold weather. Better for my health. It was better on my joints. It was better for me to on my health to be here. I feel younger now than I did when I was in the U.S. My family tells me, hey, you look like Billy Buttons. You're aging in reverse. So, you know, we're just glad for every day. Things happen every day. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow. But all you can do is plan for tomorrow and live for today. And that's what you do. If emergencies come up, you deal with them. Just try to make a plan. But every day, enjoy every day, guys. Enjoy every day. Start planning now if you want to come over. You can do it. If I can get on a 16-hour flight 3-4 times, I have claustrophobia. And I get on an airplane, fly 16 hours, you can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. And I flew on Philippine Air. But they have lots of flights coming. But there's a direct flight from JFK. If you're in the East, they have connecting flights from LA if you're in the West, from LAX. And there's flights from other parts of the country that are going. But I know that if you're in the East, it's easy from JFK. It's one flight a day, except Sundays. I had a friend drop me off at the airport. I waited there, went through, they don't have many restrictions right now. If you're vaccinated, you don't even need to get a test. If you're not vaccinated now, all you need is a COVID test. Proof that you don't have COVID, that's all. I'm not sure if you still got to wear a mask on the plane, you might. But over here, there's no mask mandate. The restrictions are all lifted. You don't even need to show a vaccine card to go around. There's no restrictions in place. What you'll spend to go out and eat here, maybe $2 or $3 to go out and eat grilled foods. You can go out and eat with your whole family for under $20 or less. So money spending, the most money you're going to spend about the Philippines is the flight here. Once you get here, you're not going to spend a lot of money. You can start your budget. But I would suggest a test run. Come over and visit. For any of my family, you know, when you come over and visit, we'll meet you at the airport. If we got to meet you in Manila, we'll come there and meet you. Doesn't matter. It'll just be a weekend out for us. And that'll be a vacation for us. We'll meet you in Manila and we'll come with you to Cebu. We'll direct you. We'll make sure you get here. Any of my friends or family that decide to come.
Where's it going, Mom?
Okay.
So we're going to get ready to end our live.
You just let it be.
You're going to let it sit?
Yeah.
Enjoy, guys. If there's any, but that's our budget. It's $1,200. That's what we live off. Somebody else's may be a little different, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. I'm not here to say that you can live off 300, 400, 500. Some people say they live off 5. I can't say they don't. Some people say they live off 2,000, 3,000. That's more than enough. Anything more than, I'd say anything more than $1,500 is enough. Anything less to me than 1,000 is probably not enough. That's just my opinion. But come over and give it a test ride, and you can see for yourself. Once again, if you got any comments, feel free to share them. Don't forget to hit the like button. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
I'm going to finish and keeping it going if there's blue right there. Plus, Natalie's up now. You want to talk. You don't want to sit there saying nothing. Say something.
I'm just looking.
Once you've done talking about what you're talking about, you end it. That's like dead space. Was anyone watching at all?
Yeah, I just